Jarman.
A high school in Littleton, Colorado, the year 1999. Two shadowy figures standing outside of Columbine High School. These boys had brought weapons to school to murder fellow students, two teachers, and themselves. News of the school shooting was in every newspaper right on the front page. When I read it, I was shocked. That's me reading all about it at my breakfast table in Aiea, Hawaii. I was stunned. Even my three rowdy boys couldn't distract me from the horror of Columbine. I took the newspaper down to the principal's office of Aiea High School and slammed it on his desk, only to find that he had his own copy of the same paper and he was in as much shock as I was. "Thanks for coming in, Mr. Jarman. What's this all about?" "Sir, you know why I'm here. What can we do to prevent a similar tragedy from happening here in Hawaii?" He said, "If people of goodwill will come to our campus and befriend our peripheral students, our lonely students, it would make all the difference in the world. The shooters at Columbine didn't have a single adult friend." Look out the window. I looked, and I saw a group of kids talking together under a tree, and I saw one boy sitting all alone. Loneliness hurts all of us, especially when you're in high school and you want to be part of the group, but somehow you're out. You're on the out. The principal thought, and so did I, that the students in Columbine didn't have any friends on campus and were taking out their sadness and anger on their fellow students. After I got back home, my phone rang. I picked it up. It was a counselor at the local elementary school who said, "Jay, we've got a situation down here. There's a boy who has seen personally the most horrible violence, and now he's all traumatized and we can't reach him, we can't get through to him. We're just wondering if you could come and meet him." "Sure, I'll meet him, but I don't know what I can do. I'm not a child psychologist. I'm not a trained counselor or anything. But I would like to meet the boy, and I'd like to be introduced not by the school, but by his mom. Can I go pick up his mother and go together to the school?" So there we are in the car. It's me, it's Naomi, the mother of the boy, and my son Henry sitting in the back seat. We drive up. That's Daniel, waiting to be picked up by his mom, but then he sees his mother in the presence of two strange men. He freaks out. She chases after him, tries to convince him that we're only there to help and that we're friendly and that he should come and sit in the car. He did, very reluctantly. As you can see, there was a real painful silence. None of us knew what to say, and we could see how terrified he was. What had happened to him? This little 8-year-old boy happened to be hiding behind the sofa when his mother's boyfriend broke into the apartment, shot his grandmother dead, and put a bullet through his mother's eye, and then turned the gun on himself. Daniel saw the whole thing. After a couple of years of building friendship with Daniel, he told me that he had to walk across the floor to get to the telephone, and that floor was slippery. Somehow he managed to dial 911. He had to tell 911 that his mother, his grandmother, and the man were lying dead on the floor of his apartment. Thank God the mother did not perish in the shooting. The bullet went through the side of her head. She lost her eye, but she is alive today, and she was the one in the car with Henry and me when we went to pick Daniel up. So I started going to the school to meet with Daniel for an hour a week, every week. It really didn't go so well. He began to get used to my regular presence, and I was able to take him home a couple of times to play video games and kick the soccer ball in the backyard with my own boys. A month and a half later, by God's grace, Daniel started to warm up to me, started to trust me a little bit, and I had nothing to offer except my time and my concern for that little guy. By the end of the year, he was doing much, much better. In fact, he was awarded the Most Improved Third Grader of the Year award at his elementary school. Here's Daniel today, 10 years later, graduated from a local community college and now works full-time as a lifeguard in a swimming pool. I asked him, Daniel, a lifeguard, you're a lifeguard, how come? And he said, well, Uncle Jay, I saw lives taken, and I want to be the one to give them back.
Never once did we ever walk alone.
Well, you know, I'm so proud of him. And you can see by these two pictures, there's Daniel 10 years ago at age 8. Here he is today with his mom, Naomi, at his graduation. And love that boy. God has given us the opportunity to love over 1,000 kids in these last 10 years. No one else has the kind of drama and heart-wrenching story that Daniel does, but the schools know who the lonely kids are, and those are the ones that we try to reach out to and show kindness to. Please look through our website, use any part of it you like. Look at our training manual and suggestions for how to listen to children, just whatever. If you're interested in Common Grace, if you think that you or your church would like to do it, get in touch with us, and the grace of God be with you.